everyone for coming today. I'm so excited for you to learn my secrets to level up your bookkeeping knowledge. Um, so the main question for here is how to face accountability in your business and to take control of it. It's something that I've encountered in business across my decade of experience, and I'm really excited to share how you can step into that with my secrets. In this webinar, I'm going to show you how you can build systems and processes that will take you along the journey. It's going to increase automation, it's going to save time, and it's going to increase accuracy. At the end of our time together, you're going to be able to have a business plan and an actionable plan nailed down so that you can get the ground running. Now, if you stay with me until the end, I'm going to let you in on some beautiful bonuses that I put together, and I'm excited to share them. So please stay tuned and stay with me till the end. A part of it is some one-on-one time with me so that I can help you across of this. So stick with me, and I look forward to having you across this journey. I'm going to throw another teaser in there of another bonus that I put together. There's another workbook. And then this workbook, I throw in some more tips and tricks. And if you follow me on social media, I'm all about sharing that so that you can get the most for your money and in all sorts of ways. So you should know you got here. I'm so thankful. And I'm going to ask you just one more favor. If you could just turn off all distractions, and if you can just tune into all the goodies that we prepared for you today and get present. So turn off your phone, put aside the notifications, and for just this hour, don't multitask. And when you find yourself multitasking, put multitasking for me in the comments so that I can help you come right back. And I want you to engage with me today so that you can get the most of our time. So let's play a little bit of a game. What is your favorite app? You know, this day and age, especially after Corona, right? We have all of these apps that are coming at us all the time. And with all of these apps that are coming, it takes another layer of us to be able to learn them, how to encounter them. I'll tell you a quick story. Right before this, I was on a different webinar and I was invited to talk, and the technology right before broke down with all sorts of things. So I'm going to share mine, and I wonder if you're going to share yours with me in the comments so that I can know what your favorite apps are and I can show you how to utilize them in a bookkeeping and an accounting system to work for you and enjoy them even more. So some of the ones that are my favorites and not limited to is Teamworks. So Teamworks is an app that I get to put all my tasks in and prioritize what I want to do. Google Drive is another one. Now, Google Drive is a way to store everything, and WhatsApp is a way that I get to communicate with my remote team. Now, my business is completely remote, and we talk to each other in all sorts of ways, and WhatsApp is one that we use a lot. So these are my favorite tools. I wonder what yours are, and feel free to share them in the comments with me so that I can learn from you what your favorite apps are as well. So like we were just talking about, these are some of the things that I use and what they're for: task organization, file organization, so that in the heap of a moment, if I need something, I can share it with somebody, I can open it. Now, when you think about your favorite app, is it on your phone? Is it on your iPad? Where is it? Like, how do you keep it close to you so that you can use it all the time? I know these apps are with me on my phone and on my iPad so that I use them all the time, so that I stay on top of things. So you came today and a lot of you may be asking, are you in the right place? So I want to tell you, you are in the right place. If you are a business owner who needs to know their numbers and you are ready to take it on, whether you're liking it or not. Why do I say that? Is because lots of people have money fears and they don't want to know their numbers, or it's something that they put to the side a lot. And they don't see how numbers can be their friends and work for them throughout their business journey. Now, you're also in the right place because you're a business owner who's tried bookkeeping systems before. You've tried to work side by side with maybe a bookkeeper, maybe an outsourced accountant, maybe an outsourced CPA, all of these various different things. And you just want to know certain things yourself. I'll tell you, when I started my company at the beginning, even though as an accountant, I was supposed to know everything, there was still certain things that I didn't know, and I wanted to know myself. And that's where the journey began. So if you're just sick of not knowing, today you're going to know. And as those questions come up, do me a favor and please put those questions in the comments because I want to hear them all. And I am so excited to do that with you. So who am I and why should you listen to me? I'm a multiple award-winning accounting professional. I'm also a top 100 financial influencer. I was just awarded that this year. My company has rated the top 100 in the top 3 the past 4 years in a row. I have 2 incredible children. I live in Long Island, and I offer highly customized solutions for business owners, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs throughout their journey so that they can get the best of cutting edge technology. I share this with you not to pat myself on the back, because I want you to know what's possible and you can have it too. So that you can see when you partner with accounting systems and solutions, it can work as your friend and not as your enemy, which so many of us think, unfortunately, about numbers. So here's a question, and I'm actually going to take a quick glance at the comments. Can you imagine taking on any money hardship that comes your way? If I told you by listening today and by following along with my webinar today and my systems, you can take on any money hardship, would you believe me? Can you take on any money hardship that comes your way right now? What happens to you? Do you break down? Do you stress? Do you yell? Do you get frustrated? What are all these different things that happen to you across that journey? But I want you to really dream and jot that down. What could happen if I can take on any money hardship that comes my way and beat that system so that it doesn't own rent in my headspace? So it's really common that people want to outsource their accounting system and they don't want to become a DIYer. Now, my system is helping you know things yourself and being able to be friends with your numbers so that no matter where you are with your journey, to be able to do things yourself. And as you grow, you can have an accountant, you can have a bookkeeper, or whatever your heart chooses that's right for your business, but you can know things yourself. So this sentence, is something I tell people a lot, which is becoming a DIYer, doing your own books is a fantastic way to learn more about your business while you're just starting out. Because what happens is that you see your patterns and your systems of things so that you see where the leaky holes are. And I recommend that you embrace the opportunity with open arms because it will change your life. What you want is simply on the other side of where you are right now before you started this journey with me in this webinar. So where are we going? Right? Where am I going to take you on this journey in this webinar today? We're going to talk about planning for major expenses. And I'm going to take you I'm going to take you along of what that really means, planning for major expenses. Now I'm going to teach you some concepts. I'm going to throw a lot of concepts out there with you, and you're going to be able to apply it in business and personal. How you do one thing is how you do another. And I want you to see how it's going to apply everywhere for you in life. So we're going to have some action items, and you should have gotten the workbook. And if you didn't, take notes, because we'll make sure to get you the workbook. And Maria will put on the comments the link to the workbook to make sure that you get it, so that you can follow along today with whatever you need. And make sure to put all the questions, the comments, and the things that come up so we can attend to them all. Now, setting aside for taxes is the next part of this, and along with action items as well. Why do I put action items in here? Is because it's to help you get to those parts so that before you leave in our time together, you know exactly what you need to do to get there. Now, we're also going to talk about reviewing accounts receivable, our income, how much money that we make. And don't forget about our action items. Nothing will be about our growing work, right? Because we have to take you through that so that we can make progress in each area. Now, at the end, I'm going to teach you different ways on how to work with me if you so choose that this is something that you want to take charge in your life. Now, if you're ready to get started, we're going to talk about the first one, planning for major expenses. The number one frustration with business owners is planning for major expenses. It's like, this expense came at me, this expense came at me, and all of these different things, and we can't pay for it. We only have a certain amount of money that comes in. And what do you do when you need to plan for major expenses? Or you want to buy a program, you want to coach with somebody, you want to take time off. A business plan will help you keep business on course so that you could identify the potential problems that are coming up in your business. Now, I don't want you to end on a whimper when you can be on a high. I want you to realize that tracking your expenses is going to keep you on a high so that you know exactly where you are. So you're listening to this and you're like, hey, Margot, that sounds great, but I don't really want to spend time doing this. I hear that. But when you spend time with your expenses, you realize that sometimes you can make more money doing that because you're spending on things that you don't need anymore. It could be old apps and different things, so that this helps you be on that high so that you're in charge of your own income. Now, a lot of people hear this and they get a little bit flustered and they're like, setting aside a reserve fund to cover for unforeseen major expenses. If I see cash, what am I going to do? You know, like they just think it's cash that's ready for them. Let's get comfortable saving. Let's put aside the spending. Why do I say that? Because when you have a reserve fund, the reserve fund is your entryway for those major expenses. Maybe it's time off. Maybe it's an upgrade in machinery or a car that needed something. It depends on where you are in your business and what type. But it could be for hiring. It could be for an office. There's all sorts of things that we want to plan. But you want to create a reserve fund for major major expenses, whether it's faulty office equipment or out of the blue, a leak. So I'll tell you something. Something came up in my business last week that I needed to hire somebody for, and I had to work on the cash flow so I was able to pay for it. So because I keep a reserve fund, I was able to take care of it, and it wasn't something that kept me up all night to pay for. So the paralyzation is in the non-preparation when it comes to these things. And it's taking your frustration and building it into your own power. You don't want to be left in ankle deep in gray water. You want to be in control. So think about how you can utilize this and implement it into your own style of your business, whether you're solopreneur, coach, consultant, contractor, depending on where you are in real estate, your side hustle, your main job, your home, wherever you are, these concepts apply. Small business owners who aren't prepared are the ones who are in these boats, who cannot um, pay for expenses, and they get crippled. And what happens there is that you don't take care of it as a boss, you take care of it in a trigger way that is not serving your business in the most efficient way. So some people like to put aside small sums of money and build a cushion or cash up front. It depends on what you want, and all the sorts of ways are are good, but you want to develop a system. Both can work, and a little thought ahead of time so that this can serve you. So for this part, I want you to start with these action items and take a few minutes and jot down what comes up when it comes to planning for expenses. What is going on now to where you really want to be, so that we can see where we want to be. Share concerns and do one thing in each area, and write that out for yourself so that you can really see how you can take this tip to move your business forward to make more money. So as you're doing this, I'm just going to take a minute. I'm going to look at the clock, write down a few things here that come to mind in planning for major expenses, so that you have your plan that we talked about at the beginning, when you finish this time together of this webinar. You can always finish it later, but things are just to come of things of the future. We're halfway through the year. Think of all of those sorts of things that you will serve you in your business, that maybe that you're waiting for, that big, hairy, scary goal. Put them all down. This is my next favorite one, which is setting aside for taxes. So having savings is good for your business, but you also don't want taxes to become another credit card bill or another mortgage that you can't handle. So each time setting aside for taxes is good for your business. The word accounting comes from the word being accountable. And if you're going to be rich, you need to be accountable for your money. And you could be rich making $5, $100, no matter where you are in the journey. It's rich for the money that you want to make and that you earn. So I want you to really soak in this saying. It's one of my favorite, that the word accounting comes from accountability, so that you're creating an accountability for yourself. If you take care of your money takes care of you. So someone shared this with me, and I thought it was really special, by Oprah. Real integrity is doing the right thing, knowing that nobody is going to know whether you did it or not. This is a common habit that people have, is that they think nobody knows. So they don't think that it's important to still do it or to still strengthen that muscle. And you want to do things that you're proud of for your business, no matter whether it's shown or not, so that you can continue to move the needle forward and muscle through this and keep moving forward. But that's the real integrity, is knowing that you're doing the right thing for you. So to many of us, this will sound like an obvious point, but I know that, reading these words, it may not. It may break you out into a cold sweat, or the taxman, shouting over your thoughts. My colleague last week actually was just telling me how, as of July 15th, they're going to send out a lot of tax notices of what people owe, because Corona is basically over. And he does tax resolution work. And I was asking him from a tax resolution perspective, if all of you don't know what that is, tax resolution is when somebody owes a tremendous amount of taxes, and it's somebody who has the ability to represent their case to the IRS to possibly get less taxes. It's a whole process, and you are under a magnifying glass post the process for 5 years to do everything perfect for being on that offer and compromise of paying possibly reduced taxes. So you wouldn't want to have these types of things happening. So instead, we save for them and use this strategy so that you are prepared and you don't have these types of cold sweats. So let's take a few minutes here again and talk about some action items in this area and see if it's working and we want to commit. You want to review your current bank account setup, because you want to see how it's coming into your bank account so that you know what's going on now and what you need to do different. And again, if you have questions for me, I want you to pop them into the comments. We're going to get them at the end so that I can help you through those, because I really want you to see the power of these systems so that you can grow your accounting strategies, your bookkeeping systems, and make them work for you. So let's talk about our next secret, which is accounts receivable. This is the fun part, because plenty of business owners are far too relaxed about accounts receivable. Now, I can talk about accounts receivable all day. Now, accounts receivable is the income that you make. Now, let's say for some reason you're on a W-2 in addition to 1099 income. Accounts receivable, just think about it, of the money that's coming in. You want to note when that money is coming in. You want to note your agreements that you're having with your clients or with your coaching clients, whatever type of business that you are. If you're in contracting, real estate, whatever type of business that you are, you want to have the time or make the time to do this, because if you don't review your accounts receivable system, it tends to work against you instead of for you. A woman with a voice is a definition of a strong woman, but the search to find the voice can be remarkably difficult. This voice is your best tool in the boardroom when talking to investors. So, you know, we want to have a voice with our numbers. We want to have a voice with our life. And the only way to do it is to be in the know. And too many people step aside from it instead of stepping into it and being able to talk about their things. And I mean, how beauty is that, is to be in a boardroom, investors, partners, all of these different things, and you're going to be able to speak and be able to share your voice. I mean, how cool is that? So for some of this, the fun part, but plenty of business owners are too far relaxed with this. And I share this again because I want you to know the importance of when it comes in, because knowing how much money you make versus what you have to spend is a very important tool. So if you have bills that are due and your payroll did not come in, or your retainer didn't come in, or whatever, you're going to have a hard time paying those bills on time, and you're going to get into a struggle. So if you don't make agreements and systems and strategies that support that, you're not going to be able to make something that works for you. So you can't be relaxed about accounts receivable. We want to dive in and really build this to work for us and get agreements with our clients. So accounts receivable is cash flow, right? It's the lifeblood of our business. And if you can't get paid for it, what's the point of doing the work? It's the nutrients to our company. It's the nutrients that take care of us. You know, it's like systems, if you think about it, it's like the detox, so that you don't have to do the detox to your business. If you need like a tax resolution system, that's like a detox to get out of the situation, and you don't want to do that. So I was actually talking to a client the other day, and he was in a decent amount of trouble with taxes, and let's just call it what it is. And he was afraid to get current because he knew he was going to owe more money. But he also knew the repercussions of what it was to not do it. But once we instilled some systems into him, it started to break that paralysis of analysis that he was in, because he was getting paid for all this hard work. And he's like, Margot, the government is taking it. And we don't want that to happen. So let's untangle those thoughts and convert it into an action plan. And don't hold back. Let's move forward in that. And let's create an action plan so that those thoughts that are coming out, let's untangle them and let's move forward. So this is a review of a client of mine. He came to me, and you know, I love sharing the story of this client of mine. So when I met him, I told him he did not need to make more money. What I told him is that he just needed to know that he had systems and strategies, and that was going to make him more money. And he was livid. Now, this man, I am blessed to know him. He owns a retail store, a chain. I think it's about 12 to 14 stores, and he has a bunch of properties on the side as well. This man is brilliant. And I said to him, you don't have to make more money. I'm telling you, with just the systems, you're going to make more money. He called me back and he goes, are you the girl who said that I don't have to make more money? And I said, yes, I am. He got me back in and we talked about it, and he was loving it. And like he said, he was like, he proved that he was wrong. And it was not a matter of wrong and right. It was a matter of more of that. He wanted more time in Florida. He spent all these years building the business, and he just felt like he was continuously working hard. Do you see how powerful it is when you know your books? I really want you to soak that in, how powerful that is, because that vacation that you want, that next step, that office, anything that you really want. You want to buy a house. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like, we all have things that we want to do, hire, inventory, build another building, or, develop another product. I'll be honest with you. I bought my own house. I never thought that I would be able to, especially, in my own name. It was a huge accomplishment of mine. And I share that with you. These are all the tools that I've used for myself that help me get that award-winning status, get that top 100 status, be able to buy that house, and you can have it all too through this power. So you have two choices. You could stay confused, or you can follow a proven roadmap. Now, look at this for a minute and be like, I don't want to stay confused. I have a roadmap and it's working for me. Be honest with yourself and be like, hey, what really do you want? Do you want to stay confused, or do you want to follow a roadmap that works so you can let go of that frustration and finally be friends with your numbers? So I'm going to invite you all to join me in Accountable You. It's a university of education for business owners, coaches, consultants to harness the power of a strategic accounting system so you can get clear, release the frustrations, and finally make friends with your finances and your income, and be able to do anything you put your heart and your mind to do, because you have the power of an accounting system. You won't need outside systems and solutions and all these different things. You're going to have a proven roadmap at your fingertips. In this course, you will build systems and processes that increase automation, saving you time and increase accuracy. Who couldn't use more time? Who doesn't want to increase accuracy? I mean, let's just call this what it is, right? We want to save time so that we can do more, take on that other product, go on that vacation, spend time with our family and loved ones, and increasing accuracy so that we know what's going on finally, and we can make those steps. We're going to implement advanced tax strategies too, so that taxes doesn't take us on, we're taking them on. And we're going to identify new revenue streams. We're going to know what's working for us so we can do more of that to make more money. So lots of us have resources and sometimes we don't make the most of it. What helps you make the time for the resources is systems and strategies so that you know those are working for you and you can make the most of all of this. So in module 1, the lessons are, you're going to have a little bit of an intro to the program. We're going to talk about expectations, goals, and why is this all important? Setting a mindset, shifting the goals, and really getting clear. Module 2 is the current investigation and your current situation. We're going to talk about a personal worksheet of finances, an action plan to connect back to week 1, and we're going to choose a cloud-based system so that everything is building on itself. Now, the next one, I love this mindset stuff, and I'll tell you why. Because you can get lost in choices, you can get lost in stories, you can get lost in limiting beliefs, and you can get lost, let's call this what it is. You can get lost in Facebook and all of this technology to spend. And then what happens? It's paralysis of analysis and it's holding you back. So this mindset is going to teach you how to break through those limiting beliefs, see how it's holding us back, create possibilities, and then your heart versus your mind, to know the difference of that so that you can be in charge of yourself finally and be able to take this on no matter what comes at you. Now, in lesson 4 and 5, it breaks it down into the fundamental principles of the pillars. Going paperless, personal and business, setting aside for taxes. We're going to go deeper into these, separating business and personal and going paperless. Regular record keeping could get tiresome. We're going to help you trim it down and step by step get you there so that you have everything that you need. The next part of this, my fundamental principles, are monitoring accounts payable, bills, plastic, which is credit card, calendar reminders, accounts receivable. Now, calendar reminders are so important because how we talk to ourselves every day when we look at the calendar is how much we're going to get done. And being able to book our time accordingly, that we know everything is being taken care of, is so amazing. Going into the peaceful weekend so that you know that you're not coming in Monday to a fire. It's just the most beautiful thing when you start to implement these principles. Now, the next module is planning for the future. Budget, monthly pay, strategy for the business. And what do you need to give up? What are you doing now that's going to help us get there? What we're doing now is not what's going to help us get there. So we're going to create those steps so that we can get there. So no program would be fun without Q&A and some bonuses. So what I was looking at this program, and I wanted this to be a no-brainer, and I really wanted this to be something that you will feel that you can step into and really be a part of, because the main thing I keep hearing all the time is from people is like, what happens when the business progress and this and this, because there's always constant questions. And when you pick up for somebody, I'll tell you, the hourly rate can get crazy. So what I did is 12 weeks of live virtual Q&A with me. And the actual program is between 6 and 8 weeks. It's staggered out. And the reason why we did the 12 weeks, it's including like a membership to get access to me, and all of those deets will go to you so that you can move forward in your business. Now, lots of times when we're in entrepreneurship, you're in isolation and you don't feel motivated at times. And that's what this community is going to be about. It's going to be about moving you forward and helping with those questions, whether it's part of the content or sometimes it's going to be a spinoff. So we extended it to 3 months instead of the exact time of the course so that you have the time, that you don't feel like a pressure that the time is going to expire. Now, you're probably thinking like, Margot, you're special, that you know all of this and that you have all of this and that it's easy for you. I just want to tell you it's not. I'm doing this about over a decade now. My oldest just turned 18, and it wasn't easy for me. I was that person who had to work harder than other people, or things took longer than others. And it came with frustration because it took longer. And I would see those cool people at the table that they were doing things quicker than me, and they were possibly even getting better results. And I want you to know that you too can do it no matter what comes at you with money and finances. You just need to say to yourself, let's start now together. So the first thing is Q&A with Margot. And the next thing is a go-to guide worksheet for your bookkeeping system. I created a comprehensive guide so that you have the step-by-steps to follow, along with videos to support that in your journey. So, I'm going to throw it out there that if you're worried, if you do the work and you don't like it, or if you think I'm cool and that maybe I don't teach well, I just want to throw it out there that if you do the work and you think that it's not for you within 30 days of enrolling and you're still not satisfied, we'll gladly give you a refund. We want you to be part of this community. We want you to be happy. We want you to benefit from all of this, but you just got to do the work. So there's really no risk in trying. The risk is, will you actually let yourself have this opportunity to be on the other side of where you are today? So again, what we get is the Q&A. You're going to have this business roadmap plan in addition to the guide worksheet. Now, the business roadmap plan is a guide of really developing a big overall business plan. And the go-to guide worksheet is so that you never lose a tax deduction again. So it's going to be my tools and my systems so that you can keep track of your expenses, and that when it comes to year end for taxes, you have that. And now a lot of you might be saying is, hey, I'd rather outsource this than do this, or I'd rather hire. Even if you hire, these are systems and skills that you still need to know no matter where you are of hiring, because somebody that works for you still can make the mistakes. And who's better in control than taking responsibility for your own business, your own money, no matter where you are in the journey. So we have live Q&A, we have the business roadmap, in addition to the guide working sheet, so that you have the system and you never lose a tax deduction as well. So you're going to get all three bonuses, and that's a total value of $19.97. And today, I'm so grateful to share that I'd like to give it to you for $9.97. All of this so that you can get started right away and be able to have all of this so that you can move forward in your business. So I love this client, and I think I say that about every client where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for her. I'm so grateful for him. Every single client that comes my way just teaches me something different. And, I was actually just talking to her yesterday about all the things that she was doing, and I was just off the charts to see where she, where she took things for her and she just was able to produce and to produce. I was just so happy. And, she just really took it to like a whole nother level. And you see how it can be, it's a part of your life. It's not separate from your life. So what I did is that I wanted to make this even easier for you, is that you can get started with with one payment of $388, or you can do one payment of $997. And to enroll, the link is below. Maria will put the links in the comments so that you can just click and you can go to the link and you can get started, and you can fill out the forms, and it will guide you exactly what to do. And if you decided to do the one pay, what we did was I gifted even further a call with me, a deep dive call of 45 minutes, so that we can go through really whatever you want. Like, I mean, I have plenty of ideas of how I would it because I know each of you personally in a lot of different ways. But we'll have a deep dive so that you'll really get that next edge, and, gift you for taking that charge of your life and, taking for that one pay. Now, it will also come with another mindset bonus tools where you can use on demand. Now, why do I say that? Because this is going to be in addition to the mindset that's within the program. Now, lots of times as an entrepreneur, we have a lot of goals and we have a lot of stress that comes along the way. And as the business is happening with our family, that becomes parallel. And we start to talk about therapists and coach and all of these different things. And I've done so much coaching and training that instead of you having to go to all these outside sources, I've built this and I want you to have it in there that you can use it upon demand so that you can get yourself out of those holes that you're in and get you right back into action. So I wanted to gift you that as well, in addition to the time with me. So again, let's make friends with our numbers and let's release that frustration and let's step to the other side together. I mean, who's better to do this than to do it together? I'm a CFO and I want to learn each and every one of you in a different way, in your way. And let's get friends with our financials and go to this link. It'll be on the comments. I think Maria's going to put it in or has put it in, and choose which one is good for you. Either way, you're getting a lot of goodies. With the one payment, you're getting the addition of the time with me, and you're getting another mindset journey module for gifting you for taking that step. It'll align you if you decide the 3 payments. It's about 30 days apart. And if something happens, we can always help you along that way. And let's get started. The program is going to get started, I think, Monday, July 12th. All those deets in about 2 weeks. All those deets will be sent to you. And if you have specific questions, I would love, to help you with those. And you'll fill in your details. And let's just not be angry anymore about money. I mean, let's break those belief systems. Let's create new systems that work for us so that we can harness the power of numbers. We can walk through this journey and be able to take on business no matter what it throws at us. And the good news is when you're doing your own books, not only are you welcoming in things with open arms, but you're in charge of your own salary. So when you learn the numbers and you see how the numbers will serve you, you're like, I don't need to spend on that anymore. I don't need to spend on that. How cool is that you can create your income and increase it, decrease it, but you know what's happening. It's not a surprise. So why are you here? Business owners who need to know their numbers and they're ready to take it on. Show me an actionable plan for your finances that lead the way. So many people say it and it's here. And that's why you're here. And you want to take that actionable plan so that the numbers don't haunt you. I mean, how many times do you wake up in those cold sweats? And instead, it just won't happen. You'll have peaceful sleeps, you'll wake up in other things and take that steps and let's get in charge of business in our way. A business owner who has tried bookkeeping systems and they just want to get up to speed. They want to know just what's working. I mean, you can do it on your own, but it's going to be a curvy road. But if you know what's working, you just keep going and you keep going and you keep going. So when something happens and you break down, you go back to the system, you go back to the process so that there's no more breakdowns. So I broke this down into the 3 payments because I was hoping that this would be so easy for you, depending on what works for you. And I also wanted a gift for those who wanted to, who wants the one pay and just wants to get started. So we can book the call, get you started with those things, and give you those gifts and get that going to you. So the link is in the comments, and we can also email and send those things to you. But go to the link, sign up, let's do this, and not let the power of numbers haunt us anymore. Let us stand in that power and just enroll so that you're in control of your expenses, you're in control of taxes, you're in control of accounts receivable, accounts payable, all of these different areas in business, because how you take care of one thing is how you take care of another. So many people say this too. They're like, Margot, I just don't have time. I want to do this. And you're probably like, I don't have time. I'm going to hang up. My to-do list is like, it's just like off the table. I don't even know where to go first. And it's like, oh my goodness, right? But the more you put that off, the more those tasks just keep piling on. So I would love if you enrolled and joined me in Accountable You so that you can get the strategic systems and that you can have this at your fingertips. So go to the link so we can get started and get you onto this journey. And, we just shared a few more of the comments of some feedback of people who we worked with. And I share this so that you see the power of the systems and how it across the years that I've compiled it to, and refined it, that I use this with my one-on-one clients. And, you know, I started this 15 years ago, and moving into a course was hard. I tried to launch this a few years ago, and I shared it with a few people, and I was always so busy working with one-on-one, and I want to reach people more in a larger way. And I share this because entrepreneurs need to lead on each other. And to see that other people are in those same struggles, it is so powerful. And it is so amazing because you can help each other instead of feeling that we're alone or not in the right place or doing something wrong worse.